Hey guys, so I want to catch you up on the plan today. So I've got some plant mail to unbox with you from Aroid Asia, so we're going to be doing that. But also in the second part of this video, I'm going to be sharing a plant purge with you too. So I've been doing a slow sweep of my plant collection, editing it out, like literally weeding out my plant collection over about the past 6 months. So let's get started doing the unboxing. And these plants that I'm going to be unboxing are from Aroid Asia. They're based in Indonesia. They have beautiful plants at great prices. I've imported from them before and I love their plants. So I decided let's roll this all into one. I have some plants coming in and some plants going out, so it's going to kind of refresh the collection, and you'll be able to see at the end kind of like how everything is organized, because I've got some organizing to do too. All right guys, I've got a big box of plants that just arrived from Aroid Asia. This is very exciting. I love their plants and I can't wait to see what's in here. So a while back we decided on doing a collaboration. I'm pretty sure it was like still summertime when it was hot here, and we decided to kind of hold off, you know, until things cooled down, and all of a sudden this big box just arrived on my doorstep. They packed it really well, it looks like too. I'm actually going to save this packaging and reuse that. So look at that. Yeah, they didn't use the paper. They actually used plastic, and everything looks like it's wrapped really nicely. Look, there's a little container of tissue culture. These are Anthurium peplum hybrids. So far the leaves look really good. The plastic they packed them in is not flimsy. It's actually like a thicker, sturdier plastic. And all the tops are open so they can breathe in the plastic. So they're not like completely gonna like mold out or anything, so that's good. Okay, let's see this. Oh my gosh. Wow, that is a beautiful, beautiful plant. Look at that. Oh, they packed it so nicely with such care, with the cotton and everything. Look at this Monstera albo. How pretty. How pretty is that? And look at all the leaves you get on there. So gorgeous. Okay, just unpacked the roots. They surprisingly turned out really well, like better than expected. So there was some dead roots down here at the lower aerial roots. So I just kind of pulled those off. And then look at this one. That one has a bunch of nice, healthy white roots at the node that's higher up here. Monstera esqueleto. Ooh, I love these. These are gorgeous plants. All right. Ooh, wow, that's gorgeous. Oh my gosh, oh, I love these. The leaf is just beautiful. Look at that, oh my gosh, I am such a sucker for holy plants. Okay, let me check out the roots on this real quick. All right, let's see what we got to work with here. We've definitely got some healthy root on there, so that's good. There's a little bit of, you know, old kind of dried sheath hanging on there. That's decent. That's decent. That's enough to work with. So I'm very happy with how that plant arrived. Let's see if I can get that on the screen. Hoya spartioides. Look at that. Now it's not a dead plant, I promise. It is definitely alive. Okay, I'm very carefully removing the moss because I don't want to rip any roots off. All right, are you gonna be able to see that? Okay, so we've got some root there. It's very tiny and fine. It almost looks like moss stuck on there, but I promise it's actual root. So the stem appears to be woody, and then these are peduncles. This has got to be the strangest plant I've ever received in the mail. Oh, is that another Hoya? You guys, this Hoya is so cool looking. Hoya rindu rafflesia, or rafflesia. Is this gonna have a tiny root system too? I'm being very gentle. Oh yeah, oh my gosh, the roots literally look like moss. Okay, check out that root system. Does it look good, you Hoya growers out there? Does it look like it's supposed to look? There might be some, you know, of the little fine roots that maybe are a little bit dry, but I mean, I'll put it in some water and see how we do. The leaves have really cool veining on here too, and they kind of have these splashes. Is that kind of like a silver splash? They have like silver speckling, yeah. Okay, Rhaphidophora foraminifera. Let's take some of the moss off. That is a very good root system to work with there. Very happy with that. Excellent condition. Wow, I can't believe that they got these to me in such good condition. This is a Monstera constellation. Ooh, I can't wait to get this unpackaged here and check out the roots. Look at that. How cute, how pretty are Monstera constellations. Like, I love that creamy look to the variegation. So the root system on here is super tiny, but we got fresh roots and it's gonna be fine, yep. and the yellow leaves I leave on there until the plant pulls any energy or nutrients back out of that leaf. All those plants look pretty good, so I'm going to clean them up, just finish cleaning up any root rot that's on there, get them into some water, and let those rehydrate overnight. So right after this clip, we've got some decluttering to do because I can't have stuff coming in and nothing going out. So we're going to do like an even swap, and I'm going to pick out some plants to clear out of the collection and some plant pots and other supplies too. So if you're finding that you have more plants than you do time these days, you might be feeling ready to weed out your collection, which is kind of the point that I got. I kind of just decided to start tracking how much time that my plant collection took to care for each week. And then I checked how much time I actually have to comfortably care for them. And then I'm just matching my collection, the number of plants that I have, with the amount of time that I have. I also find the minimalist guideline of if something comes in, something goes out, really helpful in a lot of areas around our home. It helps keep everything in check and keeps our stuff more organized, or easier to keep organized, and easier to keep the home clutter free. So the plant mail unboxing was in December. Now I'm going to take you back in time a little bit further to September. That's when I started doing my downsizing process and just doing a little bit of filtering through my collection, you know, sort of slowly letting go of a few plants here and a few plants there. So in September, I started selling a few plants, and I actually had a customer, a repeat plant customer, come by, and he ended up buying 14 of my plants. It was mostly smaller pots of anthurium and a couple of small philodendron, but he has a greenhouse here in Tucson, and he used to have a plant shop here too. So he's able to have them in a nice, humid, controlled environment, and he grows them really well. So I knew they would be in good hands with him. Just in that one sale, it was 2 full shelves of plants that sold that day. The next day, another 10 plants sold. They were little propagations of Chamaedorea elegans. So all 10 of those pots, they were in little 4-inch pots, all of those sold. I also decided to sell my Monstera torii, which was kind of like a mini Monstera deliciosa. It just stays a little more dwarfed, kind of a dwarf version of it. So I ended up selling that in September too. In October, I started going through some of my plant furniture and plant supplies. I sold a glass top table that I had been using as a plant stand. I sold 30 terracotta pots that I just had been storing on our back patio for the longest time, and I just finally realized that I wasn't going to be using them. 19 terracotta saucers. I sold 5 large plastic pots that were actually from plant rescues. I'd rescued a few palms from estate sales, and they were over potted, so I got rid of those giant pots that held too much soil and potted the palms into sizes that fit their root system better, so I didn't need those large pots, so I just sold those. And then 12 indoor white pots, just like little plastic pots with their saucers, and some plant labels. I started going through my plant supplies. I sold 3 big nursery pots, just the big black ones, because I didn't need them, and a set of 4-inch clear plastic pots. I also completely cleaned out my plant supplies from this storage space because I'm using this built-in desk area for mineral photography now for the website. I also sold some of my old plant supplies that I didn't need anymore, and I reorganized the plant supplies that I was going to be keeping that I still need, and I reorganized those outside on a small shelf, so that way they're out of the way, and this space is now opened up and I can actually put this to work for us. Moving on to November, I sold a set of rattan plant stands that I didn't need anymore, also a couple of baskets, the last 3 air plants that I had, and a couple of air plant displays. I sold a few Chamaedorea elegans palms. They were from a pot that were all grouped together, and I split that group up and potted them individually because that's how they actually grow in nature. They grow as solitary palms, and ended up selling those off individually one by one. And I sold a few pots of Amedrium propagations and Haworthia succulents, a total of 4 pots of Haworthia succulent propagations. Now we're in this year, in February, I ended up selling some clarinervium propagations that I grew from seed, and it was 3 tubs full of these propagations, and it was so much fun going through the process of, you know, pollinating the clarinervium flower and then waiting for it to develop, watching it over months and watching it change colors and everything. So I'm glad that I got that experience, but then I was happy to get those new clarinervium babies off to new homes so other people could enjoy growing them. So I ended up selling all of the baby clarinervium seedlings. It was 27 pots of them in total. Also in February, I decided to sell a few of my Monstera because I do tend to be a Monstera hoarder. I love Monstera. They're so much fun to grow. They're so forgiving. I love the green ones. I love the Thai constellations, the albos. Just give me one of those chunky Monsteras, and I love them so much. But I realized that my space was getting a little bit crowded, so I did end up selling 3 pots of my regular green Monstera deliciosas. So I had a few plants come into my collection, but then about 150 items leave my collection, including plant supplies, plant furniture, plants, just everything. All right guys, quick update on the living room. It still has a little bit of that jungle-esque vibe. Not too crazy, not too high maintenance. So my houseplant collection is now officially downsized to just 20 plants total. Okay, so the plants from Aroid Asia, I just want to give you a quick update on how those are doing. Here's the Monstera albo. That one is doing really well. And wait, let's see. Here's the roots. So that one is doing really good, putting out new roots. Thai Constellation is also putting out new roots. It is in the process of losing one leaf, but it's got all kinds of new growth. So that's looking good. I temporarily turned off the Soltec Solutions Grow Light over on this side, but normally I have that on all day. Right behind the Monstera Deliciosa is the Monstera Esqueleto. That one is beautiful. New leaves. It's got a new leaf coming out right now. It's still furled up. It never fails. Every time I let go of things that I'm no longer using or that are no longer bringing me joy, it feels so good. It feels like a weight has lifted, you know, getting rid of any clutter or things that you know are just sitting around and they're gonna eventually take your resources, either your time, energy, or money to maintain or fuss with or have to put away or find a space to store. It feels so good to let go of that stuff. It just frees up that space in your environment around you where you're able to focus better, think more clearly, you're able to focus and spend more time on the things that you really want to do. And one of the projects that I really want to work on and film with you guys is organizing my new crystal display case or mineral collection display case. So that's what that empty case has been doing, sitting here in the past few videos. And Michael has the same one. We have two of the exact same cases. We bought them pre-owned at a store fixtures place here in Tucson, and they're lockable too. So we bought these cases for our mineral collection, our own personal mineral collections. So Michael has already started working on his, organizing his minerals in there, and mine is still completely empty. But I want to film it with you guys. So that's my plan, something that I want to do with you. And yeah, share beautiful crystals and organizing them, getting them set up on displays and stuff. So that is going to be coming up in a future video. All right guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love you. Take really good care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, and as always, if you have any video requests, leave them in the comments below. Love you guys. Bye.